Alright guys, what's going on? So I have another video here today, and this is actually based on the questions box. It had to do with that video I just made on e-commerce and what it takes to make $1,000,000 with it. I thought I'd answer this question because it can knock out two birds with one stone and even get us into looking at stocks and their filings and how it answers, this question here, and it's what do you think about websites like Alibaba and Wish.com? How do they make money while selling items for dirt cheap? And there's a little discussion over on in the comments of people saying, well, they do make money. I think everyone kind of came to the consensus that they do make money. I think I misinterpreted some, but I wanted to talk about, how Alibaba makes money. You'll even learn maybe some international politics stuff here. And then also even on the back end, just looking at the filing itself, because this is, Alibaba's filing. This is literally from NASDAQ.com. This is what Alibaba files with the SEC. We're going to go look at their income statement and, I'll just kind of go through all this so you could see what happens at the end of the day. But it does explain something pretty important, So what do I think about companies like Alibaba and Wish? I don't know if you guys have actually been to Alibaba.com. Pretty interesting. Here's the American version. And that's one thing I think people need to understand. There's two sides to it. Alibaba is both American, they sell in America, and they also have revenue based in China, and they sell a lot mainly to Chinese people. It's literally just the Chinese Amazon. Think about how many people are there. And, why I even differentiate between that is because they do on their filings. They make it clear where they make money, either US or China, and then also combined. And I'm sure that's what we care about. But now, how do I think they're good? I think Alibaba is a cool website. It's great, but what someone even put, it's just like eBay. You just are essentially, it's like it's not eBay with auctions, but same concept. You're just buying from sellers. And now, why is it that it's so cheap on Alibaba? You'll notice because it's sold by a bunch of people. It's random people, and now this is people from China selling to America most of the time. And you could even see, how many $15 for leggings for 10 pieces. It's crazy, you guys could see, dang, like those are dope for yoga pants. You guys are like, why are you looking at yoga pants? Maybe like a Bird electric scooter. You could see it's cool, and why, essentially, how are they so cheap? This is 40 to 60 bucks. Holy shit. But you need to order 1,000 pieces minimum. So the thing about this is that these are factories in China. I do a lot of business over there. I work with a lot of people there. And you guys just need to understand how China's economy works. They're exporters and what they do. So you have all these factories in China coming on here and doing it. So for them, it's a lot easier. But you even notice, they give you price breaks by when they're trying to sell in bulk. And that's usually the best way to get something cheap. That's how the clothing, if you manufacture, I get millions of linens every month, you're going to want to sell in mass quantity, but it really becomes a lot cheaper to create one unit when you're buying all your materials in bulk versus if you're making one at a time. So even if we go here to this smart drifting scooter bike thingy, I'm sure it says minimum price. And as you guys see, this should show you, is it a good site to buy stuff from? And maybe here's to even answer your guys' question mainly, is it reliable? Is it safe? Yes, but you have to do your own due diligence on every person, look up the reviews, and, this is common how stuff from China looks when it's marketed and sold, especially to American people. So you got to know, back in the day, it was a lot easier, but you could still do it now. Try to find the people who own the shop, talk to them. If you're going to buy a lot of units for something, you might want to sample it first. And these aren't really, unless they say they do drop shipping, you don't really want to drop ship from Alibaba. You would rather get it sent to you and then go from there and, put another brand on it, rebrand it, private label, go do your thing. But it's still, you got to be careful because you don't want it to come in a DHL package that's shipped. But it's legit. You can lose money by making bad deals on this website, and usually that's going to be ordering the wrong product. When you order from China, it takes you have to ship back a lot of stuff. It costs money. There's custom fees. Sometimes people don't account for that when they ship stuff over here. You might spend $400, but there might be depending on what the good is, there'll be a custom fee based on the amount. That's why they'll say, oh, send it as a gift, send it as this, but then you don't really get the same protections. And then if you have to do, other stuff, but this is where Alibaba makes it easier. You could pay Visa, credit card, all that. A lot of times back in the day, you had to use Western Union. And again, the same concepts I'm saying here. It's not just Alibaba. Alibaba is more legitimate in the sense that the people on here, but go read the reviews. It's just like, there could be sketchy shit on Amazon. People sell items on Amazon and it's not really the real product. I remember buying shower heads for a house and they were selling Kohler shower heads, but they came in different boxes and it just wasn't authentic. So that's a thing. Like Wish.com and all the other ones, they usually operate the same way. There is some, I like the places that are reputable factory websites. A cool website is dx.com, and just go there, find it, and also just be careful about drop shipping those. You're going to need to have them there, but make sure you get the item sent for you and you test it out before spending a lot of money. But I think they're good. So that's to answer that question. To answer the other part of the equation, does Alibaba make money? Here is their filings, just what they make in 3 months. So at the 3 months ending, of March, the first 3 months of March, they made about $9 billion in revenue. You add this is in millions, so you add another 6 digits pretty much. They made $9.8 billion in revenue, but now as you see, the income from operations is about $1.4 billion. So it goes from they brought in $9 billion in revenue and only made 1.8. That's because they have to pay for stuff. If you guys are familiar with stuff with stocks, again, they have tax. It's even saying now here, your EBITDA, your earnings before taxes, depreciation, amortization. I thought I'd just say that right there to explain it. It's $3.1 billion. So before, how much they made before interest, taxes, and all that, they made about $3 billion, but they brought in revenue 9.8. So it seems like they spent about $6 billion just to manufacture, market, do all those stuff. And that's the thing. Alibaba isn't the one selling stuff, but they have all these warehouses. They have to pay for shipping costs, the database management, all sorts of stuff. So those are some of the things that they're spending money on, and that's what's saying, are they really making money if they're making things so cheap? But I guess even the question you should be asking now is, how are they able to do things so cheap, or how are even the factories able to? Again, they're selling it in mass quantity. Are they making a lot of money? Yes, they're making a ton. However, their margins aren't great, and that's the thing that even now analyze this as both. Obviously, we're here looking at the filings, and you guys could see kind of what their income is and all that. And they have different sectors too. They have core commerce, cloud computing. Their core commerce is making a lot. They're taking a loss everywhere else, but it's kind of like Amazon. They're trying to build out this stuff. But as we go through, you can see where they're making their money, but they're spending it on stuff. And at the end of the day, this isn't a good margin company, or it's a decent, actually, they're fairly better than the most. But what I should really say is that their goal isn't their margin as much as it is their volume. That's kind of even how Walmart is. The same question is applied to Walmart. Go to Walmart, you'll find the same stuff for sale, but they're not the factory. It's not independent resellers, but Walmart makes a ton of money because volume. And how are they able to get it so cheap? They have all these giant ass stores. They already have good demand. They're buying just tons and tons of these items and sell so they could get it really, really cheap, and then they're just reselling it. I gotta drink some water. But even then, even if they're selling it at $4 for a t-shirt, and they made they bought it for $3 or $3.50 or $3.75, even if they're making 50 cents a quarter, do that a billion times over. That's where they're trying to get their money. So that's how these companies are making money, and that's really the goal with everything, even down to these factories, everything. It's not about they are bringing in a lot of money, but they're bringing in a lot of money because a lot of volume. So the key is, you might be asking, the real question you're wondering is, what are their margins? Or you might be saying, wow, their margins must suck, but are they not making money? Well, no, they are, because they're one of the biggest in the world, and that's the model Amazon took, in that they spent a lot of money at first. Amazon wasn't always making money. They're giving out free shipping. Go look at their stock. Go look at their filings. They weren't always making money, but now they are, because they became the biggest store in the world, literally. and they're just going online and they're fulfilling these orders over and over and over again, uh, just at a ridiculous amount of orders. Even if they're making $1 per order, 50 cents, it adds up in transactions when you're doing it so many times, and that's pretty much what's occurring. So hopefully that helps. Hopefully that educates you guys on the matter. If you liked it, subscribe, like it again, like the video, turn on post notifications, comment below too. Let me get those questions. I really like the questions you guys have given me so far. That's where this started from. And let's continue to talk more. And hopefully you guys can mix e-commerce with stuff like stocks too, just as you saw here. This was lightweight though, but I'll stop ranting. I love you. Peace out.